13th lecture of the course, Common Radical. 3. Hello, classmate. I'm the main teacher of the calligraphy course, Jiangsu. Welcome to the 13th lecture. Today, we will continue to learn Common Radical Bushou, learn guǎng radical, bao radical, cow radical, and the radical of the human head. Before this lecture, I want to introduce a very special calligraphy style. The strokes are slightly white, as if it was written with a dry brush with little ink. It's very different from the seal script. Seal script, regular script cursive, is very different. This special calligraphy style is called Phi script, was a famous writer and calligrapher in the Eastern Han Dynasty, accidentally discovered and created. It is said that during his tenure in the palace, on the emperor's order, he sent the written article to deliver the article to the earliest college, Tiao Hongdumen. Unfortunately, the Hongdu Gate was under repair, and the gate was closed. A craftsman was using a broom dipped in lime water to brush the palace wall. The broom was big and thin, couldn't absorb much lime water, and the palace wall was not smooth. So the wall painted with lime water still showed the wall skin. Sai looked and looked. He suddenly brightened. A new style of calligraphy was brewing in his mind. He hurried home quickly. When he got home, Tsai Yi immediately prepared the tools. Recalling the situation when the craftsman painted, he imitated the brush stroke. How hard to press, how fast the brush. Tsai Yi pondered over it and tried again. After several practices, he mastered the proportion. He wrote a black line with a hint of white. And a hint of white. This is the Phi script. Tsai Yi's unique Phi script. It was quickly popularized.
It was once extremely popular.
Especially the plaque inscriptions on some palace gates were written in this style. Until now, many calligraphers are still learning and applying, besides Phi. In history, the origin of many calligraphy styles were discovered from small things around and formed through continuous practice and improvement. A few years ago, the media reported a folk genius, Kui Xianren. Although he was highly disabled, he created a unique chalk font, begging for money. Later, it was purchased by Founder Fonts and named the font Fangjing Xianren. Maybe you can create your own calligraphy style. Well, that's the end of the story. Let's start today's practice. First, let's talk about the guǎng radical.
The dot should be high and on the center line.
Okay, a right dot. Note, the second short and slant upwards.
But it doesn't connect with this dot. The third stroke is the blue leaf's left falling stroke.
Pay attention to the start.
Closer to the start of the horizontal stroke.
But don't connect with it.
Start. Below it, extend it downwards.
Okay.
The shape should be more elegant. The top of the guǎng radical is narrow. Don't make this horizontal stroke too wide. Pay attention to this blank space in this place, making the strokes look more lively and flexible,
rather than being too rigid. Let's take a look at it. Why should we handle the guǎng radical like this?
If we connect all three strokes together,
time we say, this stroke looks a bit dull. We take Zhu Cheng Gong.
Take the character Shu in Liquin inscription
to give an example. Write the third horizontal and stretch to the right. We have written this character before.
The four dots are equal in distance,
and the last one is heavier.
The end of the stroke makes the character look stable. The next radical is the bow radical.
The first stroke,
This dot goes down after being pressed.
and the direction is straight.
Finish by drawing towards the middle. We call this kind of dot a vertical dot. The second stroke is a left dot. The starting position of the left dot, we draw a horizontal line. It's basically in the middle of the first dot.
Start writing. Okay.
The horizontal hook doesn't touch the dot on the left.
Start the horizontal hook.
It doesn't need to touch the left stroke.
Pass through the first dot.
Then leave a little bit of the tail of the first dot. Leave a little bit out to pass through the stroke.
Let's write the guǎng character again.
Right, the horizontal, stroke thin, and leave a tail. The hook should be small. Let's take the character guǎng in Ju Cheng Gong as an example.
Let me show. You press the horizontal and the stroke is slightly longer, this dot. Don't connect here.
The upper part of the mouth below forms a square.
And make it smaller.
Pay attention to the top part.
Leave a small air vent. The bottom should be sealed. The horizontal stroke below, and the bottom mouth as well.
Pay attention to a wider volume.
So that it can hold up these strokes above, right, the horizontal.
The next radical is grass. First, let's talk about the stroke order. Vertical, horizontal, vertical. This is the stroke order.
Let's observe the shape of this radical again.
The two vertical strokes should be close. The left vertical is shorter, and the right one is longer and higher in position. The direction of the two vertical strokes should be inward. Can't be written straight. Two horizontal, in fact, if you connect them together, should be on the same extension line. So when writing, pay attention to the direction of these two horizontals, the way the vertical and horizontal meet. The horizontal line and less at the top, or not at all, is fine. The vertical strokes should be short. The entire character has an upward tilt. Let's take the character Wan in Ju Cheng Gong as an example to give you a demo. The vertical stroke and the horizontal stroke gently. Okay? The Tian character in the middle should not be wide.
The width should not exceed the top.
And the radical below, align the first vertical, the left side of the Cao Zi Tou.
The left side of the horizontal stroke of the short hook.
And tilt a bit. And the right side.
And then fold it inward.
Right vertically. Right? The strokes straight in the middle. The internal strokes should be higher. The dot should be small. The Ren radical. The left and right strokes. And be flatter in direction. The na is longer. Let's pay attention. The junction of the left and right strokes. Don't let the head of the left stroke be too exposed. The position of the horizontal stroke should be, the strokes from inside to outside should be light to heavy. The foot of the na should be stretched. We take Jiu Chenggong.
Take the character Jin in Ju Chenggong as an example.
Pay attention to the left stroke and not to curved. The posture of the stroke. The first short horizontal is on the left. And a short horizontal. Note that the starting points of the two strokes can be a little different. To make the character less right short, the vertical stroke, and the starting point of the person radical, aligned on a line. Okay, today's lesson.
We have learned the radical of guǎng, gao, the radical of grass, the radical of person,
I hope you follow the demonstration.
and practice with the copybook.
See you next class.